Hello there, my name is Jai, and this is The Nation Today. Thank you for joining me on my show tonight. Coming up, the Gambia to host African Continental Curriculum Conference. We also have Gambia Red Cross Society joining the rest of the world to celebrate World Red Cross Day. Car tire dealers are also raising concerns about their business. Tonight, I will be speaking exclusively to Honorable Omar, the former National Assembly member for Nyamina East. He will be my guest for tonight. Big interview, his first TV exclusive since the parliamentary elections. But first, welcome back. So tonight I'll be speaking on the issue of internal security. The issue of internal security has been thrust right back to the fore amid as part of robberies in the country. Over the past week, we have heard of the armed robbery incident in Paradise Estate, where one of the thieves ended up losing one of his legs. But the police are working hard to ensure Gambians are safe. If you go by the records, over the weekend they arrested members of a gang, 6 of them, who violently robbed a man at Palmarima, in which the victim tragically lost his life. This is commendable. What the police need to do is to stay alert to the activities of criminals in the country and devise new strategies in fighting crime. The public also has a role to play in providing information to the police whenever one is suspicious of a criminal activity. Fighting crime is a collective effort. That will be it for my take tonight. We'll be right back. Now, the Gambia will be celebrating, the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, in conjunction with partners, including UNESCO and the African, in partnership with the African Union, it's set to host the 3rd edition of the African Continental Curriculum Conference in the Gambia. More in this report.
The conference will gather curriculum developers, implementers, education administrators, teachers, students, and other key stakeholders to discuss and find solutions to some of the challenges in the education curriculum. It will also allow participants to explore the potential of technology and innovations to enhance curriculum processes and products. Quality education is at the center of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and the Continental Strategy for Africa also advocates for increasing access to quality and relevant education. However, the quest for lasting solutions to the educational problems in Africa requires such curriculum activities. The Director of Curriculum of the Gambia, Mamadou Jeng, explained the significance and objectives of the conference. Mr. Jeng said there is a considerable need for national curricula to reflect on the changes that are taking place in the world, both inside and outside educational institutions.
We hope to achieve a shared understanding of how the mismatch or misalignment between school curriculum, teacher education, and learning assessment affects the quality of education. In Africa, and in Gambia in particular, we are all talking about quality education. This is one of the main objectives of the conference, is to reflect on the processes, the alignments, and how does that affect the kind of quality education you deliver. The other objective will include the recommendation on how to apply technology in the process of aligning school curriculum, teacher education, and learning assessment.
The discussions hope to produce recommendations on how Africa can make progress towards quality curricula and education using hybrid modes. Lamin Job of UNESCO described the curriculum conference as important, noting that his organization is committed to ensuring the success of the conference.
We also are aware that curriculum is a systematic, if you like, and intended packaging of competencies, be they knowledge, skills, and attitudes that are backed up by values, because education without values is nothing, absolutely. So the Gambia being fortunate to host this 3rd continental conference after it 2 countries, like Dr. Brahma has alluded to, 2 countries have failed before. The Gambia opted now to host it. And UNESCO Dakar is also participating fully. And we at our own local level have also brought our synergies to bear on the organization. If nothing, I can tell you that we will have a successful conference.
Meanwhile, this is the first time the Gambia is hosting the African Continental Curriculum Conference, and it will hold from the 23rd to 26 May 2020 at the Sadauda Karaba Jawara International Conference Center in Bijilo. The event is expected to gather thousands of participants, including prominent personnel both from the Gambia and the other African member states. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News.
Now, welcome back. So the Gambia Red Cross Society is joining the rest of the world in marking World Red Cross Day, as Dado Cham reports.
Henry was the reason behind the establishment of the International Red Cross and Red Cross Crescent movement. Jato Silla, the president of the Red Cross Society in the Gambia, said the motive of celebrating the day is not only about growing the dignity of Henry, but it is also about protecting the lives of the people from disaster and emergency situations.
The day is celebrated worldwide by the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement organizations to assist people, keeping in mind the fundamental principles of the Red Cross, Red Crescent organization, such as independence, humanity, impartiality, neutrality, universality, unity, and voluntary. Another primary reason for its celebration is to honor the service of the volunteers and staff for their selfless services.
Mr. Silla recognized the selfless service of the 12,000 volunteers of the Gambia Red Cross Society, as well as encouraged the Gambians to invest more significantly in strengthening the capacity of those on the ground.
Gambia Red Cross Society is the organization that works to what is called the last mile, to reach the most vulnerable and hard-to-reach people. It is working around the clock to provide life-saving food and non-food relief, health services, and emergency evacuations, shelter, care for the displaced population, water, sanitation and hygiene, reuniting missing families, provide humanitarian assistance to migrants, livelihood, food security, first aid services, addressing gender issues, and many more.
He added that the Red Cross Day is one of the best ways to fight back any natural obsession. It promotes self-awareness and empowers youth to learn about the techniques and methods that are essential for the survival of the generation, as well as next generation. As this year's celebration theme, Be Humankind, the Secretary General of the Red Cross Society, Alassane Senghor, briefed the media on how important it is for every individual to be kind.
So it is about coexistence, how we coexist, how we interact, and the little we give to each and every human being, be it in service, in business, or in anything. It's about kindness. Very often you go to buy something and you start negotiating the price. The person would say, oh, by the way, okay, because you are so nice, I'll give it to you at that price. It's a way of giving kindness. But for us in the Red Cross, this is our core business. Be humankind.
Reporting for Star TV News, I am Dado Chan.
Now, dealers in car tires in the country are raising concern over their business amid the various crises that have gripped not just the Gambia, but the whole world. More in this report by our Sane.
Tough economic times have caused supply shortages for used cars in distributors. More commercial fleets are running their tires longer to cut costs, causing shipment of new tires to developing countries to drop. This has also affected imports. There's been scarcity in casting being supported for certain truck sizes. By recognizing these trends earlier on and planning for the future, tire dealers can come up with innovative ways to combat challenges and stay in business. Mbai Mbub, a car tire dealer, said it's very difficult for them to get the good products to the extent that they have to order containers to pay a huge amount of money.
The only difficulty we have is the importation of the container into the country. We spend huge money which we don't even get profit after selling.
Boob disclosed that they need a free and conducive environment where they can do their business with no hassle. Ibrahim Njai, a customer from Senegal, talked about the importance of car tires.
To get a tire nowadays is expensive, and no car can be driven without a good tire. If a car tire is not good, it can cause a serious accident.
For Amdi Juve, it's very hard for them to collect their products at the port, and that makes them also to increase the price of normal from the previous price. Sticking price as the value of tires continues to be a challenge for tire dealers as customers seek out cheaper products. Internet pricing is killing margins for tire dealers who have trouble selling tires at the average margin due to customers finding cheaper tires elsewhere. Maintaining responsibility and ethics in the manufacturing of quality tires at a reasonable price for customers continue to be a priority for tire dealers. For Star TV News, I am Awasane.
Now, the APRC are saying they are happy with the composition of President Adama Barrow's cabinet. Well, many were expecting that the president will fill his cabinet with politicians who make up the various political parties that backed him to State House. More in this report by Jacqueline Colley.
The deputy spokesperson of the APRC, Duduja, said the new cabinet is a welcoming one. He said the expectations were to see more women and youth representation in the cabinet, but he has no doubt that the president has the right to choose those he wants to make up his cabinet. He said those on the list are technocrats and he believes that they are well experienced to take up the responsibility they have been given.
I believe they are well experienced. They have the technical know-how, what it takes for them to deliver up to expectation. But again, I think we need to trust them. We need to give them time. We need to accept that they cannot do the job in days, weeks, or months. Some, it will be very quick for them to deliver, and others, it might take time. What is needed is patience. This is not politics for me. It's about moving this country forward. And like I said, we have to have our faith in them. We should trust them so that they can serve us better.
Mr. Jha said his party was expecting at least 1 or 2 cabinet positions considering the role they played for the NPP in the 2021 presidential elections.
Yes, it's quite right that many have expected that APRC, the role we played to re-elect His Excellency President Adama Barrow, we should definitely make it to cabinet. It is our belief as well. I've been saying it. We are not expecting much from cabinet, maybe 1 or 2 positions. This was our wish. This was what we felt. But our belief was we are here to support his government. And it's not only cabinet position. There are other positions to be appointed as well. We believe we will make some of that list. But we expected at least to have 1 cabinet minister.
He said they are not disappointed that they didn't get a seat in cabinet, but they as a party is wishing the new cabinet a successful tenure in office. He added that despite party affiliations, these new cabinet members are going to represent the people and not their party. Jacqueline Colley for Star TV.
And now, the MIS Foundation over the weekend supported victims of a fire with food items, clothes, and $5,000 cash. More in this report.
The MIS Foundation is a corporate body established by the students of the University of the Gambia. The foundation is aimed at supporting people affected with man-made crises such as disaster and fire outbreaks. The Secretary General of MIS Foundation, Ibrahim Sanyang, outlined the objectives of their foundation, noting that changing the lives and livelihoods of the people was said to be their main goal.
And we are saying, Master, we are saying, I'm sorry to whatever happened. Okay. altogether we have 19 boxes of clothing. 19 boxes of clothing we have, a bag of rice, and we have also a pan which have some stuff inside. Yes, sanitary items. And then also we have also cassia, that we wanted to give to the family.
The foundation's president, Fatoumata Kare, revealed that they intervene in man-made crises such as flood, fire outbreak, and orphans. She added that plans are underway to open their wings to other vulnerable people.
We wish to come to this household to meet with you people and sympathize with you for the fire outbreak that happened. And with the little token that we have here, we have a token of $5,000 that we brought with 4 boxes of clothes and 3 Ghana must go. All of them are clothing that will help to help you maintain your dignity throughout this event and after the aftermath of this crisis. We know it is not much, but we hope that you will take it into good use, and also hope that this kind of thing will not recur again, because we all learn from these mishaps.
Aja Fatou Gueye is a victim of a fire outbreak. She thanked the donors for what she described as a timely intervention. Aja Gueye urged all and sundry to be cautioned about the crippling effects of gas cookers, which repercussion she is enduring.
Laka bi day gis nañ ko ñun ñepp ko gisandor ne neexut na xarina waye yeen tam yeen ñi ñew ni ñu ngi leen na santa di leen gërem li ngeen ñu defal betta nañu kontaan nañ ci torop am nañ lu ñu naxari waaye seet da ngeen suñ xol tey ni kontaan nañ ci torop waaye nag li ma dénka di Gambia li ma dénka nit ñi yal na yàlla musal ci gas daal joboot bu ko am nga moytu ko génne ko ci sa néeg dik laka gas metti na ñaaw na gas metti na ni moo lakkee ñu ngi maa ngi ñaan ba kuy joboot nga moytu gas.
The donated materials are expected to go a long way in supporting the benefactors, as most of them lost virtually everything as a result of the devastating effect of fire outbreaks. For Star TV, I am Modu El Baji.
Thank you very much, and welcome back. So tonight on this show, I have Honorable Omar Cisse, the former National Assembly member for Nyamina East. This is his first interview since his defeat at the parliamentary election in Nyamina. He sought for re-election, he lost debate. He's my guest for tonight. Honorable, thank you for being on the show tonight, finally.
Thank you.
You get to speaking.
Thank you very much, Lamin. I am grateful and I am happy to be part of the show.
Thank you. So let's begin with the National Assembly elections. I mean, you ran for re-election in Nyamina East, you lost. What is your reaction to your defeat?
Thank you very much. It's a very important question, but this is not the first time that maybe I am having interface with the media. I have been having interview with radio station and the like, but I can say this is the first time that I am having interview with the television, one can call it. Lamin, first grant me leave to felicitate and congratulate the sitting MP of Nyamina East and all the other MPs across the country, because I believe whatever the case might be, in the end, they are our representative and we ought to respect them. And they are there to serve the population, and we are part of the population. However, the National Assembly election 2021, 9 April, it was a very successful one, especially in my area. I have no one to blame, because the people of Nyamina East have decided. They are the ultimate, they have the power and the mandate to authorize anyone to represent them. And this time around, they decided otherwise. So I have to respect their decision, and I have nothing more to say about that but to respect their decision. They have did what they believe is the right thing to do.
I had interviewed you when I was at the TFN about your chances in running for re-election and winning. You said you had the chance. The chances were there for you to win that seat. And what we have seen in the run-up to the parliamentary election is that you've been talking a lot, criticizing the government a lot, and we have seen top aides of the president, for example, Dusano, saying, I mean, you are a loudmouth and you're going to pay, but they are going to take Nyamina East from you, and they have done that.
I think it will be important if we can rather talk about issues.
We will get
outstanding.
into. We will get into.
I am coming. I would rather talk about issues of issues affecting our nation, outstanding issues. But these are irrelevant people that you are trying to me to talk about, and I might not be interested in talking about some of these individuals. However, if
what I'm saying, do you regret?
I never regret
actions that you've made.
I never regret anything in as much as the state election is concerned. All that I have to say is, in as much as I am concerned, the people of Nyamina are the ultimate desire of this particular election we are talking about, and they have decided. The people that you are mentioning,
why do you think the people of Nyamina East refuse to send you back to parliament?
I am coming back.
Why do you think, let me clear that, why do you think the people of Nyamina East refuse to send you back to parliament?
Well, if I am to explain that, Lamin, I will try to blame some individuals, and I am not interested in doing those things, because the people of Nyamina East,
because it would appear they are not impressed. That's why they did not put you back.
Let me come in, Lamin. I never regret serving as one-term MP. That I will never regret in my life. All that I know, I was doing my work as expected. I was executing my duties and function as expected. If the people of Nyamina East, or the top political official, you call it, that are out there to defend the president, are the very people saying Honorable Sisem must come and join the NPP or else he will be defeated, I will never join the NPP if that is the case. And I never regretted being defeated in this National Assembly election.
So was there anything wrong with your campaign?
Despite the brouhaha going on during the political period, the people of Nyamina still acknowledge that I was doing well. The people of Nyamina still acknowledge that I did what I was supposed to do.
Yet most of the people vote for you. So that is why
I'm coming. That's why I'm coming. Most of the people, what they will explain, especially the voters, that I have to come and join the NPP. They have no problem of me representing them, but they have a problem of me not joining the NPP. I told them.
So was that the reason why they did not vote?
Very simple and straightforward. Most of the people out there in the provinces, what they will tell you, we will never oppose the president. Whoever comes as a president, we will surely rally behind you. We will surely support you, whatever the case might be. And all that they were urging me to do is to join the NPP so that I can be re-elected. If not, let me forget it. But those so-called individuals that you are talking about never have a vote.
Why didn't you join the NPP then, since you wanted to go back to parliament and that was your way, or the shortest way for you to head back to parliament? You refused to do that.
It is not
so
about,
you dug your own political grave.
It is not about joining the NPP. It is not about how long I serve in parliament, but how well, how efficient, how effective I was when I was in parliament. That is the most important thing in as much as I am concerned. How long you serve is not important to me, but how well, how efficient, and how effective you have been serving while in office. That is my concern. And I believe I have public acknowledgement. I have acknowledgement across the country, outside the country, that I have been doing well in as much as my functions, my duties are concerned in the National Assembly. That everyone is talking about. If you don't know, go and ask questions. I have no regret in as much as I am concerned. And I believe that obviously the people of Nyamina East they will still need me. Even whereas I am not in the National Assembly, they will still need me to speak for them. I don't only have to speak while I am in the National Assembly. Here I am talking
but
today.
This is the place that you love the most. I mean, at some point you were dubbed a fast riser in politics. Here you are, the youngest parliamentarian in the National Assembly. You wanted to continue serving your people from that house, speaking or pushing the interests of your people from that house.
I will still continue serving my people. I will still continue speaking for my people. I will still continue raising issues affecting my people. This I will always do. It doesn't matter whether I am in parliament or not. And this
what are you going to do? I know you are the spokesman of the chairman, the national chairman.
It doesn't have to be, I have to be the spokesperson of the GDC to speak. I am saying, being an ordinary somebody out there, in as much as issues affecting my people are concerned, I will always be out there to speak on their behalf. It doesn't matter whether I have to hold a position in a political party or I have to go back to the National Assembly.
Do you regret some of the comments that you have made along the way?
I never regret anything because I believe all that.
Especially those that you made against the government.
Of course, I never regretted anything because I believe I was doing my job. I was speaking the truth. I was being very honest on what I was doing. That is to tell the government what is supposed to be done, to hold the government accountable, to direct the government as to the way and the way forward. So obviously I have nothing to regret. So if they are saying all that I have been doing makes me lost the election, so be it. I will continue speaking the truth. I will continue to be honest to my people. I will continue to be honest to the people of this nation. And if that will make me join the NPP or President Barrow, then I am sorry. Because I will always follow an individual maybe who have the vision and the mission and the way forward. I cannot see that in the NPP.
Let me bring in the GDC there. Your party, I mean, this was also a very promising party. 2016, the party that just came, the new kid on the block. And the party was quite, I mean, some of the things that it did in the politics of the Gambia has been quite impressive. I mean, what we have seen is that from 5 seats to 0 seat. Do you think GDC is the future? Don't you think that party is already on the verge of dying?
I will never agree to that. I will never succumb to this statement or this allegation you are trying to put
This is
forward.
not an allegation. I'm just throwing a question.
Let me put it this way. When GDC was coming, or during the establishment of GDC never had even one councillor, neither National Assembly member, talk less of chairman or how to call it, mayor. So obviously we did well. And GDC in the history of the Gambia, in as much as politics is concerned, GDC is not the only political party that is existing without a National Assembly member. All political parties that we are experiencing today, 20 years, 25 years ago, some political parties are still existing. They were not having even one National Assembly member, talk less of councillor and chairmanship. You name them, they are here. Some political parties have been boycotting election. We are witness to this. History will tell you this. So obviously, this is a history, and we are going through that. And I believe that one day we will also be seen in the State House of presiding over the welfare of this country. This
But
I have no regret still being in the GDC.
Aren't you scared in terms of your party fielded 22 candidates? You have parties that fielded far less number of candidates. They were able to secure seats in parliament. Out of 22, you got 0 seats. Aren't you scared in terms of
some of these political parties that you might mention, if you are to mention, these votes that the GDC secured is far more than what they obtained, despite they have 1 or 2 National Assembly members. Are you aware of this? Still, they might have 1 or 2 National Assembly members, of course, yes. But the vote secured by the GDC is far bigger than what they secured, despite they have 2 or 3 National Assembly members. So this will tell you that, of course, we are moving, despite we don't have any. But we took third in the presidential election. We still took third in the National Assembly election according to the votes casted. So where's the problem? I believe, to me, we are moving.
But the you coming third, you have the No Alliance of Babili Mansa to thank for that.
Like how?
Because you formed an alliance with Jame, and that carried a lot of weight.
I will not.
In the parliamentary election, you did not form a merger, and you have seen the No Alliance grab 5 seats to your 0 seat.
I will still tell you that the non-alliance movement, of course, they have 5 seats, but still, you cannot compare their votes with our votes. Our votes are still more than their votes. Go and make the calculation.
But that's because you fielded far more.
It doesn't matter. What is wrong? What is wrong for the non-alliance movement to put up candidates everywhere? There is nothing wrong with that. But all that I am trying to say, it was an alliance, and we ought to work together. And the votes that we secured in the presidential election, of course, this was jointly secured by these 2 individuals, the non-alliance movement and of course the GDC. So there's nothing wrong with that. The NPP equally, they form a coalition, one can call it. Almost 15 to 16, 18 political parties supported the NPP. So the votes that they secured in the presidential election is far more than what they secured in the National Assembly election. There is need for us to talk about that. So it's vice versa.
So in terms of your party, were you able to pinpoint any particular problem that led to the party performing so badly?
And
the need to correct that.
The point most of the people out there are saying is this. Most of them, people in the provinces, if you look at it, most of our candidates were in the provinces. And there is this culture and tradition that we need to support the president. Whoever is elected, most of them will say, Kuyala falkokula. Soko topul yange widiyala. This is what most of the people will be saying. And there is this concept in them. That is why most of the people out there, they believe the concept and the notion that they have.
I don't think that is a genuine excuse.
No, I'm not saying.
2016, you were opposition and they voted for you.
I'm coming.
So I really do not agree to that.
I am coming, Lamin. Most of them, they will tell you this. Secondly, there is this notion that if you are very close to the UDP, they will go away from you. It is not easy to say, but there is this tribal politics in the Gambia.
But were you close to UDP that made you to...
Allow me to explain.
Go on.
The presidential election, we have seen when the GDC rejected the results. Then there was this joint statement between Honorable Kande, Honorable Dabo, and Esa Fall. Of course, most of the people, most of our supporters out there, they never appreciated that because they believe, why do we have to join the UDP or why do we have to go close to the UDP? Most of them, this is what they will be saying. And they are still holding on to that. That is GDC, they are going very close to UDP and we don't love the UDP. Most of the supporters, this is what they are saying. There is nothing much that I can do about that. All that I can do is to better explain to them that UDP supporters, GDC supporters, we are all Gambians. We are not discriminating any political party. And we have the right to coalesce with any political party if the need be. Because if we have the same direction, the same objectives, and the way forward, we have the right to join coalition with any political party. But most of the people out there today, they will be describing the UDP as a Mandinka political party. I will never hold on to that, and I don't want to subscribe to that. These are some of the reasons that most of the people out there believe, and this warranted them to vote against the UDP or the GDC or run away from the GDC. But I am very confident that this will be sorted out and we are working towards that.
So, and then you have your leader. I mean, but let me ask you this then. If there is one party in this country that has been greatly affected by defections, it's your party. A lot of people have defected. MPs, serving MPs of the GDC, top party chieftains have all abandoned the party to join other political parties. Do you think defections contributed in your party's struggles?
I don't know why are you talking this way as if you are not actually seeing things happening from other political parties? Of course there is nothing wrong.
But I am interviewing a GDC man, so
my political party.
We are going to strictly stick to your party and your politics.
Let me tell you this. I will say politics of political parties, people must defect from one political party to another. If not, there is no need for politics. If you are only relying on your supporters and there is no one going out there, don't expect any other person to come from another political party. So of course there were people leaving our political party. There is nothing wrong with that. But there were people also joining our political party. Supporters out there. Here you are mentioning only MPs. How many MPs left the UDP? You're talking of 7 to 8 of them.
No. Those were SAP.
I'm telling you. No,
it's different.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's different from those that out of their own volition said, I am quitting my party for this party. That is different from those that they accused of
you are getting it wrong. You are getting it wrong. I submitted that very document, the dismissal letter. I'm coming. The dismissal letter to the National Assembly, indicating that those 2 MPs that you are talking about, they were expelled from the party. Likewise, like the UDP did. So don't say they really defected from the party without being expelled. They were expelled, and that document was submitted before the National Assembly. So where is it different? The same thing that happened to the UDP.
GDC is out of the political equation when we talk about the parliament. Yet you have other political parties. We have NPP, UDP, NRP, APRC. You have all of those parties and independents. What's your view of the makeup or the composition of this new parliament?
Well, I would say it doesn't matter which political party are you coming from, in as much as you want to serve the population well. And they are all elected not just to serve an individual. They are not elected just to serve a political party, but they are elected to serve the general public, the masses, the voiceless, the helpless, the jobless, you name them. So I only believe that they will deliver up to expectation. But if they want to hold on the view that they are there to serve the NPP or they are there to serve the UDP, then they might make a mistake. And we might not want to get into that. So I will encourage all elected National Assembly members to realize that they are elected to serve the general public. Of course, we have some independents, National Assembly members who are there. So if we are to do that, whom are they representing in the National Assembly? So that will tell you that they are all elected to serve the general public. So obviously, we are watching, and we will soon realize the result in the next years. 4 years down the line or 3 years down the line, we will tend to understand what exactly this present National Assembly can do for the nation.
So in terms of your achievements while you were there, what would you point to say that you have achieved while serving as MP?
I mean, as the youngest, let me put it that way. While I was the youngest National Assembly member in the history of the Gambia since independence.
You were really young. I think you were just 29.
When I was coming to Parliament, I was just 21 towards 22 years.
Yes.
Of course, I achieved so many things, especially in the area of politics. Today, I inspired so many young people in this country. And that has been realized in the past National Assembly election. Because so many young people contacted me just for me to encourage them so as to participate. And you will realize that most candidates across the country, they were very young, less than 35, most of them. Despite most of them did not win, but they have the courage, they have the ambition, they have the intention to contest, and they did. And they have seen that from me. I mean, not just that, but in the National Assembly while I was there, anything that is to the best interest of the nation, I always subscribe to it. I will always give my blessing to that very document.
You were a troublemaker too, Honorable.
Of course, if I see that the government wants to...
You were all the time making trouble at Parliament, Honorable.
And what do you make of that trouble?
You were a handful.
What do you make of that trouble? Yes. I was defending the public. If I see that the NPP or the president is doing something that is not to the best interest of the nation, I have to stand to defend the public. And this is what exactly I was doing. The public never say I was a troublemaker. It is only the NPP or the government saying I was a troublemaker. So meaning, I was there to serve the public and not just the government. So where's the problem?
Honorable, the president has appointed a new cabinet. What have you seen in terms of your observation?
Well, I will say every individual in this country, you have the right to occupy any position, provided that you are capable to handle such a position. I have no problem with that. I have no problem the president appointing any individual who is qualified to handle any position. But I have a problem the president compensating individual for the sake of the services that they have rendered to that individual. I'm coming, Lamin. Go on. That's where my problem is. Of course, I will felicitate, congratulate all of them. But I have a problem of seeing Demba Sabili being appointed Minister of Agriculture. I am a farmer. And
everyone is a farmer. I am a farmer, Honorable.
I am speaking for myself, Lamin.
Yes, but
I am simply saying the background in which this individual studied has not much to do with the agricultural sector. This is a sector that has been in a coma for quite a long time and need the right authority with the right medication to solve the problem. But this appointment, from my own observation, is just a compensation.
But don't you think you just hold a grudge against Dr. Sabali because he was in GDC and he defected to
I think I have been talking about.
Don't you think so?
No,
don't you think
that
so?
is not the point. Dusano was never GDC,
yes.
And I have been criticizing the position that Dusano is holding, and many others out there. If you are not fit, if that position is not your area, I will talk about it. I mean, this is not new in me. You have talked about it. This is what exactly I was doing. So from the whole show, I realized that the area that Dr. Sabali studied is a nursing. Of course, here we are talking about the economic base of this country.
But you are talking about farming as being the basis of that ministry. Who is not a farmer in this country?
Who is not a farmer?
Who is not a farmer?
No. Don't just take it that way. This is a particular sector where we need an individual. You don't just have to be an ordinary farmer. But I am raising my concern as a farmer.
Okay.
That does not necessarily mean that I can handle that position better than Dr. Saab. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But what I am saying, the individual that must handle this very position must have the technical know-how. Must know how better can the individual drive this very sector. And this we lack from this individual in question. I am not seeing the potential in him, in as much as the agricultural sector is concerned. So these very sectors, farmers are suffering out there. You don't have to tell me you just have to be a farmer for you to be appointed agricultural minister. What of my father, my mother, my brother and sister who are out there farming for almost 20 years? Are you telling me they are still capable to handle that position? No, Lamin, don't quote me wrong. I am saying
yes.
Demba Sabali does not have the background.
No, I am saying.
And as much as this appointment is concerned,
I am also saying you have a grudge against Dr. Sabali because he left your party.
I don't have grudge.
You see him as a betrayer, someone who betrayed you in your politics.
You are the one mentioning that. I never said so.
I'm just saying that is how you look at him.
I never said that.
Is that how you look at him?
I never said that.
Is that how
I am not looking at him in that direction.
Okay, great. That's fair enough.
I am simply I am simply saying the appointment of Dr. Sabali.
Yes. So in terms of the other appointments, because really I have seen a lot of people, including opposition figures, who really were impressed in terms of the makeup of the new cabinet, in terms of some of the people that the president has hired as members of his new cabinet. I mean, aren't you impressed? All in all, let me ask you that.
I never said that I am not impressed. Of course I am.
Are you
notwithstanding?
You are impressed.
Notwithstanding, I have some issues to raise. Of course, I cannot.
No, you know, you beat about the bush by saying every Gambian has a right to be appointed in whatever position if they are.
Very well.
What I am asking now is that
I am simply I am very satisfied with some of the appointees. I am okay with it. Time will tell whether they can perform or not. Of course, it's a chance given to them. So they have to deliver up to expectation. But no matter how much we embrace their appointment, if they cannot deliver, obviously they are betraying the nation. So of course I am satisfied as it is to some of their appointment, but not all of them. This is my take.
That's your take. Honorable, I know we are fast running out of time. I also want to bring one issue up that has to do with, I have seen you made comments about that. And I also want, in terms of your parliamentary job, the issue of the 669 million, there's been a lot of talk around that, but also the role that the National Assembly played. You were at the parliament. I know that there has been clarifications from the Secretary General, from State House regarding this. At the level of the National Assembly, I want us to talk from there in terms of the public accounts. You were there. I know some of these things come to a plenary. In terms of the work that the National Assembly does in the country's finances, what have you come to see in terms of the level of the National Assembly?
Point of correction, Lamin. If you say this has come to the plenary,
I'm not saying.
No.
I said some of these things come to plenary. I'm not saying this particular money came to plenary. I'm saying when it comes to public finances, you have a committee, but sometimes some of these finances come to plenary. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So your job while you were there, what have you come to learn?
I mean, which is very important. Most of the things that there is a committee responsible for scrutinizing some of these things, after which they will submit to the plenary for the plenary to further recommend some of the things that are being spelled out in that very document. And in as much as I am concerned, I have been always satisfied with some of the recommendations that that very committee will be giving to the plenary. And I have been subscribing to some of those recommendations. In as much as public financing is concerned, accounts are concerned, some of these things that the committee have always been doing, I have been subscribing to it, because I believe they have been doing a very wonderful job, and always I will encourage them to do what is expected of them. The then committee did a lot for the National Assembly and for the public at large. But I will also encourage this present parliament, whoever is in that committee, because the saga that we are talking about, or that the public is talking about, I think this very committee and the present National Assembly at large can do something about it. While we were there, I'm not denying the fact that maybe this was in parliament, but it was never brought to our table for scrutiny. For the committee, it could be, but in the plenary, this was never given to the plenary to scrutinize.
I have also come across some talk that some of the MPs that left office should return the vehicles that they are using. Are you aware of that?
I'm hearing that for the first time.
You're hearing for the first time.
What
do you think about that?
That I should return my vehicle.
Yes. Will you return your pickup truck? Oh, that is yours. I mean,
let me say this. I was never given a vehicle by the president. Let me make that point.
Say the president.
No, I'm making clarification. I'm okay. I'm making a point there.
Yes. Okay.
I was never given a vehicle by the president. I was given a vehicle by the National Assembly, the authorities of the National Assembly.
Parliament, yes.
Of course.
Yes.
And they have indicated to me.
Yes.
That the vehicle is yours.
Yes.
Then it's mine.
That's yours.
Yes.
It's yours, I know. But Honorable, thank you. We've run out of time. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I also appreciate coming here,
yes.
Of course, because so many things have been dealt with, and yes. You and I, we are both young.
We are brothers, yes.
Of course. And there is need for us to be talking about things that are affecting our population, yes. Things that are affecting our nation. Yes. We can always talk about it. You never had Honorable Sise insulting anybody. I will always criticize, but in a very respectful manner. With all that they are talking about Honorable Sise, I am always careful and been mindful about the words that I utter out there. So that is me, and I will always be like that. And anything that is not to the best interest of the public, I will always talk about it. It doesn't matter whether the president is happy about me or not. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you for coming on. So, Honorable Omar Sise was my guest for tonight. Thank you for being there. I will see you on Wednesday. Until then, goodbye.